All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those clear obstacles on my path to liberation of nations. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and save their ways to reach them that still once surpass perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those clear obstacles on my path to liberation of nations. May they be free, may they experience happiness, be separate from suffering and safely, away still reach them the still one surpass perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dala Dangwara Zebe Da, Nobara Zebe Ge, Tarba Dan Tam Je Jembe Barde, Jubara Zeba Dam Je Je Zor Zebe, Manam Ka Dan Yambe Zemje Dam Je Dewa Dan De, Dongara Dan Dara Yorde Lana Me, Yanda Bara Zobe Sancho Rumbo Je, Topara Sa. Thus, until achieve enlightenment, perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind until death. Perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind from now until this time tomorrow. Perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas or yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the perfect refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas, Dakinis, Dharma guidance, possessor of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas embrace the enlightened mind and the progress on the Bodhisattva's path. Two for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to a complete stage of the path. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless, scarred, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May the rest in economy free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at present, and those Tathagata state to come. Through the power of Samanthabhada's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind, are posited to them, multiply in my body as many times as their atoms of the earth. In each atom I visualize as many Buddhas as their atoms surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of the various pure flowers, flower garlands of music, onote oils, manifesting like in the fragrant incense. I make offering to them of fine garments, and the perfume and the purple, for the highest mumeru, and orange the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings, and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I positive to the Buddhas and make offering to the following the deeds of great Bodhisattva, Samanthabhadas. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all Buddhas and the 10 directions of great Bodhisattvas and the practical Buddhas, those who have attained Aharaship, those who have entered the path of Aharaship, and all other beings. Recourse to great protectors and Buddhas to turn the highest level of Dharma as the light dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions, leading them gradually to the enlightened states. Supplicate those Buddhas intending pass into Parinavana to living long for us many years as they are atoms of the earth in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. The ground is sprinkling with the scented water and strewn with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spring mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and the moon. As Buddha fair I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness as the Buddha fares. To the Lama who possesses the three kayas, I offer outer, inner, and the sacred offerings with my body, word, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Om Guru Rena Mandala Panza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaye Ahong. I equal refuge, O name of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor Vajradhara without doubt. I bow at the feet of Father Jitin Songgon. Continue nothing with no one but you. Compassionate one grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of mind. Please turn the way over the Dharma of the two vehicles and the combination according to disposition, the likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, freed of clouds of two words, and perceive the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has a compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance and the prison of samsara as a father for only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60th branch of Haramani's speech. He wears the wisdom sword to cast settling of suffering and to dispel darkness of confusion. And the Bodhisattva form is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Majeshwara, adorned by the 112 sons of Buddha, to dispel darkness of my ignorance. Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade. Om Arapazanade, 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 Om Arapazanade. Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade, Om Arapazanade. Om Arapazanade, Om Wange Shorimo, 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 Om Wange Shorimo. You who are the perfect, beautiful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes, and dispel darkness of worldly ignorance, are posted before you and praised to Manjushri. Yune Gulin Changwai Bo Yi Rome Rabden Bar Jidin the Mo Mensarwan Yambara Yang La Zanzar Tu Dange Du Ye Ya Ye Reisen Rong Yin Je Me Do De Ye Bong Jong Ba Serje Lembo Tavere Jibe Ge Xiaoye Jarbe Xiaolai Zorwan De Dorjen Jianjian De Lo Naro Dan Marbai Melai Jije Gambo Ba Pamo Zheba Yarwan Di Gongbe Gaju Lama Nanlai Zorwan De Romain Jije Yenje Bodani Tuzong Sanje Genje Ngonye Ransen Jike Ngonsong Dongzebe Zawe Lame Yalai Zorwan De. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Khenpo.
Good morning.
Good morning. So now we go to letter to the friend. This letter to friend has 100, I think, 22 verses, 23 verses, 123 verses. So we are in the 34 only. I thought we finished almost half of this letter to the friend, but actually not yet the half of this teaching, right? You want to go more fast or slow?
Slow.
Slow? Okay. We have time to do, right?
We have time, Kempo,
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay, so then try to go slow. So now we are verses 35. Yesterday we talked to this verses 34. So verses 34 is very important. And when we have a strong desire arise, so then we have to cultivate these verses. So that really helps the reduce desire, and also whatever we have, we are happy and enjoy using that to satisfy. So long as your mind is satisfied, then that is the best, like highest level, I think, riches, true riches you or have found, you will have found. So long if we don't have enough, enough or satisfy mind, then whatever we have, we are always poor. The throw level object is always desire, is unlimited. So whatever we get, never end desire, is become desires more strong and strong. So that's why whatever we have, and we enjoy and satisfy, use that correctly, happy, and then not too much follow the desire. So that's it's good, I think, good suggestion for us. Yeah. And then also not only our individual, actually country, if really wanted to make people happy in the country, then they shouldn't follow too much desires. Some country too much follow desires, then they become, it's bankrupt and lose laws, and then people are so much suffering become. So you have to know your resource, everything, and then you have to use correctly everything. So that's this suggestion is for go up to all the government, to states, and then become family and individually. So you have to use everything correctly, and using satisfy mind, then your life is happy. That's we need, right? Okay, so today the verses 35. Kind sir, to own a lot brings so much misery. There is no such grief for those with few desires. The more Naga lords possess of heads, the more the headaches, the more they have of cares. So, and kind sir, what means a kind sir? Okay, EDG.
He's referring to the king.
Oh, he
King
referred
is the
to
kind sir.
Oh, kind sir, I see. Oh, very simple one. It's just create so much complicated. Okay, so very simple. Sir, to own a lot to own a lot brings so much misery. Means like the people who owned too much, then their life is misery. So I don't know, you believe, trust, that's I think people too much owned, they are really misery and so much suffering. Cannot go too extremes. The point is, too extreme, right? Usually we talk about two extremes. The Buddha, when he guided his disciples, he always said, telling them, don't go too extremes. What is too extremes? Too much desire. Only follow the desire. That is another extreme. And another is like too much poverty. And no food, no clothes, no enough. So then that too is suffering. Both are suffering. So our life, we need balance. Not too much follow the desire, not too much follow the poverty. So we have to know how to take care of ourselves correctly. So that's the most important. This, letter to friend Nagarjuna, actually he's sharing these teachings for all everyone, and guiding this teaching. So he has an unbelievable compassion. Nagarjuna, he has actually realized absolute truth. He don't need to go back to all these samsara things to talk, right? How to take care. But due to his compassion, I think, he sharing for us, our life, how to take care correctly, not going to falling to extremes. So laws bring so much misery. So we know that who own laws, they have so much misery. Actually, who has the power, that person life is misery. Who has too much, or matter, their life is misery. So that's going on, but we wanted that misery because due to ignorance. We don't want to say, oh, I don't want that. We wanted that always due to our attachment and ignorance. People who wanted to run the president, I think they want suffering. Actually, I don't think they want happiness. They want suffering because due to the ignorance, I think. So that kind, just not only president, maybe some has a really good intention, we don't know. But generally, like many things, samsara want to very high positions, levels, gaining material gains. They also go to the life is misery. There's so no such grief for those with few desires. Some who don't have that much desire, less desire, that person is always happy. Is who has a satisfied mind, that person always have enough everything. That person never die hunger, who has satisfied mind. And who has so much desire, that person die for hunger or thirsty, It's followed by the karma. And then you go to more subtle level. Deeper level understanding. Who have a more satisfied mind, that person has a zambala in the fortune. Naturally, many things, arising. And effortlessly, actually. But who has a desire, so much desire, and then they put effort so hard, but always hunger and thirst and poor. Because of the Vajrayana teaching talk about break the samaya, too strong fixation is break the absolute truth, the samaya. So then they stop all the fortune. Your fortune is stopped. Naturally stopped. That part, is is actually not our capacity to understand. And who has like kind of more deeper level wisdom and more beyond our perception, they realize that, recognize, and who has so strong fixation desires, there is naturally the stop your fortunes. And who has free from desire, they has everything naturally arising, everything for that person. So that is the true samaya. And Vajrayana talk about teaching, yeah. Who has a more deeper level, understanding dharma. Then this right now is this surface way. We just think about our life, how to work, right, correctly, and you have more desire and more suffering. You more fixation, you own more things, like you have more fixations, then you're suffering. So this one not only like talking about you own more things, right? It's you have lots, you own lots of things. At the same time, you fixation, grasping, holding very strong. So that's the problem, then that person is so much misery means. Yeah. And you can have, like you have fortunes, like due to your karma. Some people has naturally fortunes, good karma, but then you can use correctly, become the helps your benefit you and also benefit others. That not your bargain or something, right? And you don't have to carry that suffering. So you use that correctly, yeah. So that's the way this Nagarjuna, this teaching we have to understand. Sometimes we think, all who has high positions, who has more material things, or we have to against that. No, that's also incorrect. We don't have to against them, okay? As long as you have that, it's great. You have to rejoice yourself. But no fixation too strong, holding, right? And not so much grasping for that. Then you use correctly, and so that's then become you have fortune, then you have more fortune arising. So now you have good fortune. If you own lots good things, you have good fortune, you fixation that, you grasping that, then you stop other fortunes. You have more fortune, but you all stop because due to your fixations. Okay, so that's why in this case, like people who no any desires anything, they have naturally everything. They don't have to do anything, work hard and create, try to, the naturally arising. So that's the, the true samaya. Deeper level, we have to understand. Okay, so now the more naga, this is an example, yeah. The first two is the main point, but this one example, the more the naga lords possess of the heads, the more their head ache, the more they have of cares. The story is like naga is a part of animal beings, part of can be God's realms, can be human being part, I think, different kind of diversity beings there, but included 6 realms, this naga is. Yeah. So then naga is more, the kind of, the main place to the stay is like ocean, lakes, the water. So we have this, like human beings stay in the land, right? So we are staying in the land. We all use this like land for resources to, using human beings. But Naga's home is the water and oceans, and they'll be there. So they have their own perception. We don't recognize them, but they have their absolutely they're going on their mandala, their own perceptions. You know, and then in their perception is that they have a king, Naga king, and then they have a kingdoms. All same is like in our human beings country. So then Naga king has more power, has more jewelries, more ornaments or precious like kind of a object for their house. So that precious object is each head has Naga. Each head has this precious fortune object. Yeah, and then more powerful, you have more heads. So then you have a more treasure object. You have more treasure object, but that doesn't benefit to their own. Okay. So you have more heads, then it's their perception. Sometimes they have the rain. Rain comes. The rain is a saint rain. Saint. Saint, right? In the ocean has a saint. Yeah. Do you understand, right? Not water rain. So saint rain. Saint rain comes. We say rain, but the falling, saint is like same as rain falling. So saint is really hot. So then saint is falling to their heads, they're extremely suffering. You have more heads, you're more extremely suffering. Your head is burning. So that's, Nagarjuna used the example. The Nagas has more heads, they're more suffering because they have more treasure object. So more treasure object, they're more suffering. Same, in this right now, I mean, we have more desire, we own more things, more fixations, more suffering. No benefit that person, because that person who has own more things, like so much desire, then there's no benefit to that person. Reason is because he's so strong fixation attached to that. They don't want to use, they don't want to share, right? They don't use their own, they don't use, let use others. So that's why they're holding that, then it's suffering. Okay. So same this Nagas, yeah, and more heads, more suffering. I think this Naga's story is true because Nagarjuna means his name is Nagarjuna, right? Why is we call Nagarjuna? And when Nagarjuna has realized, so Naga kings appeared to him and asked him to teach them. So Nagarjuna went to in the Naga realms. So he shared the teaching in the Naga realms. Yeah, that's why you see the Nagarjuna's image. Look at this one. So many snakes. Can you see? And behind him. So India is very hot. Yeah, India is very hot. And Nagarjuna said, he meditated and practiced. So weather is so hard. This Nagas, is representative snake. They come to make shadow for Nagarjuna. Okay, see, that's why this snake is his head. The snake is not going to bite him. Okay, snake is not going to hurt him. This snakes protect Nagarjuna. They're helping for him. Because he giving the teaching so much, he went to in the Naga realms, he liberated many Nagas. So then also another reason they're sharing. See, oh, another here. Look at this image, and another person in the come from the water. He offered this text right to Nagarjuna. So why is it this? Because when Buddha shared the teachings, so this sutra has like many volumes. This 12 volumes, I think 12 volumes. I'm not 100% sure, okay, but it's okay. You just understanding main point. We don't need to know numbers. Number always a mistake, So can be 12 volumes, very important in this Kanjur text. So these 12 volumes, the history that when Buddha shared these teachings, the Nagas these 12 volumes to in the Nagas realm. Okay, so then Nagarjuna comes. So he went to share the teaching to Naga, and these 12 volumes he bring into the human being realm. So that's why, see, look, this image exactly shows. We have this image, you all this like, right? We have this one, and the Naga offering to text to Nagarjuna. So they're offering text to Nagarjuna. And then some story says the Nagas like kept 1 volumes. So we don't know really, I don't know that, okay? Some says they have 13 volumes, but Nagas kept 1 volume. So they didn't give it to Nagarjuna. That's why 1 volume is missing there, but I don't know that, okay? So we don't know. Anyway, we have to ask Nagarjuna. we don't have idea that part. Sometimes people saying things, you know, just they make up sometimes, right? I don't see any teachings that say that, but I heard it from the peoples. So we don't know that part. So anyway, then the more their heads, the more they have of curse, means the more suffering. Then that's, you know, like Nagarjuna give us, you know, instruction for us, like satisfy mind. You know, whatever we own, no true fixation, no so strong grasping, right? We need always satisfy mind. And if you desire arise, you know, desire actually obstacle for your fortune. So that's why you chant this. When you have satisfied mind, naturally comes. You know, the high realized practitioners, people offering to them naturally, you know. They don't need to say, please, I need food and clothes, you know, offerings. They naturally arise. They don't do any business. They can build big giant monasteries and naturally happen. Right? So that is like for the, you know, you long as you know desire, and then naturally this fortune is arising. Okay, so you have more desire, you have more karma, then you put effort, but still hungry and hunger, thirsty. I mean, you don't have enough all the time. Because that is due to previous life karma, and then this life we you know, even you put so hard, you cannot get anyway. So that's why sometimes the realizer teacher says, put 100% effort, then create 1% accumulation merit is more powerful. Okay, so you put 100% put effort, desire to get something, you die. You don't get anything. You create like 1% accumulation merit, then that bring you something. So everything is, you know, due to karma and accumulation merit due to. So then people has fortunes. That's also due to their previous life karma, but then they have to take care correctly. Otherwise, they bring the fortune bring to lower realms again. You know, you have become miserable. So you have to use fortune, you get more fortune. You get use correctly, you get more fortune. That means no fixation, no grasping, too strong, and generosity, sharing, and you have more, like, you know, ability to use that, then benefit you, benefit others. Okay, so that's he asked, like, up to everything is depending us according to individual level, you know. So we have to use our resource, everything correctly, not too fixation, not too much attachment that. And then the verses 37. Verses 37 is
36, Kempo.
36, sorry, verses 36. Verses 36 followed by, you know, like your partners, which kind of partner you need, right? And that is his sharing. It's this one because he shared to the king is his man, so that's why he used coin, you know, coin is, I cannot use this correctly pronunciation. So, you know, it's like you are queen, then how to find the king correctly, right? You are king, then how you find the correctly queen. So that's he give us suggestions. You need this, okay? So you have to follow this. If you have already, you have to follow this each other, right? If you don't have, you have to find this kind of like your partner, life partner. A murderess who sides with enemies, a queen who holds her husband in contempt, a thief wife who stirs the malice things. It's these three kinds of wife you must avoid. Okay, you have to avoid this three kind of husband or wife, okay, or boyfriend and girlfriend, and your partner. So a murderer who sides with enemies, like someone, you know, like your enemy is follow them, right? There many have that kind, we know in this world, so many. So husband, wife, you know, doesn't sometimes they have like the other, you know, husband, wife, they follow by this, you know, the enemies. They work with them, you know, and with enemies. So there, you know, if your husband, your wife can be follow this side, or your wife, husband can follow this way, you know, negative way, sides with enemy. A queen who holds her husband in contempt. So I mean that means like I think wanted to care, right? Always try to find something, right? You know, the looking the kind of you know opportunity, and just like in front it was really kind, you know, shows like husband or wife, right? But in behind their intention, or is like, you know, looking for opportunity to, you know, I think husband in contempt. What means contempt means like so want to care, right? Yes. Nobody say anything. I think it's okay.
It usually contempt means, Kempo, that you disregard, you don't pay attention to them, like they're not, you know, so.
I see. So then that's what I'm explaining is like part of the actually first one, enemy, followed by that. And then this is her husband in contempt means like, you know, wife or husband contempt. Yeah, it's like just try to, you know, like push down, right? Always push down, and no nice. So that kind, you know, wife and husband, and he said give up, and a thief wife who stirs the smallest things. So any like find the opportunity to stealing things, you know, and just from the husband or wife, right? And that kind of husband wife, he said give up. So it is these three kinds of wife you must avoid. Three kinds of husband, three kinds of wife, three kinds of boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Even your friend, just a regular friend, also give up. So you have to know that this is your self-protection, right? And avoid. So then we avoid these three kinds of husband, wife. Then which kind you need? So he says it's 37. A wife who like a sister follows you. So your wife is like same as your sister. Sister always like the brother, right? So protect brother. And then same, you know, brother protect the sister. So your husband is kind of like brother because always have you and protecting you. So that's why if your husband must be same as your brother, so follows you. Then affectionate, like a true and loving friends. So then, or loving friend, love each other friends, taking care of each other, right? It's so that's just usually, and husband wife generally have taken care of each other, loving each other. So that is he said you need, and the loving friend. Then supportive like a mother, obedient like a man. So then some like like support you, same as a father and mother. Yeah, taking care like parents take care of the kids, right? So same, their husband wife taking care of each other. Mother love the kids, the same as like mother take care of the children. So same, like husband take care wife take care of the husband. Has good kindness each other. Then also who help you, you taking care of each other, right? Not also loving each other, but taking care of each other, whatever the according to need, taking care of each other. So that kind of husband wife, Nagarjuna say, you need. She must be honor like a family good God. So honor each other, right? Benefit each other. So that's the, I think Nagarjuna, he shares here, you have more experience than Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna is a monk, he don't know much this part, I think. So you have more experience than this. And that's the, suggestion. We have to find, like husband, wife taking care of each other, how to correctly each other. Very important, I think. And then if you don't have a husband, wife, you have to find like this kind, right? And the friends, anyone. So you have to take care of each other. Same is like what Nagarjuna says. Avoid these negative ones, follow the positive one. Then your family is become heaven, is purely. And otherwise it's become miserable. So the family is become, it's the same as Buddha's purely, we can say, or you want to become in the harem, it's like up to the husband and wife, not actually dependent your material object, but actually husband wife is dependent this too, right? So which kind of like family you want? Then next 30. So this one, Nagarjuna telling us how to eat correctly. He gives so many suggestions, everything what we need. Which kind of food we eat, how to use this food to eat, and followed by the Dharma, according to Dharma, not only also worldly benefit way. So take food as medicine in the right amount. When we eat food, so no attached to food, right? Without attachment, see? No attachment, without attachment food. So when we eat food, we have to think about, I need this because this is for medicine. Yeah. We always think about our food is for medicine for our body. And taking care of this body for use for medicine and wanted to use these bodies for practice Dharma. And then according to, different levels of teaching, Vajrayana tradition, so we visualize our body is Yadam deity, and all food is offering to the Yadam deity. Yeah. And then you also just generally your body is a sickness person, right? According to like, basic teaching, your body is a sickness. Then your food is medicine. So then that helps become no attached to your food. So no attachment to your food, whatever you eat food, is no negative karma. So you're using your medicine and using it for your offerings. So that's according to individual level. And then when we eat, always think just my body is a sickness. I have to recover and for practice Dharma. And that's why I eat this food, right? No attachment, without attachment. Then without heatfulness, so no attachment, no heat treated to the, when you eat the food, and always use for whatever you get food, think about is medicine, so you eat. And so we don't need to say, I don't like this food, I like this food, I wanted this, I don't like this, right? That's why it's Buddha's, it's another, his practice, tradition is, whatever people offering, you have to eat. No rejecting, no exception. No accepting means like, I wanted this, right? Accepting, like attachment food. No rejecting, I don't like food, right? No rejecting. So avoid these two, attachment and heat-treated. Whatever we have, happy, and satisfy, eat for something good for your body, because you using something medicine, your body, you don't eat poison, something you know like not really good for your body, don't eat. The reason is because we eat is medicine for our body, right? So that means like you have to eat correct food, not something harming your body, okay? And then good one is also something like not really harming for others. Then that is the best, but some reason we have to eat meat. When you eat meat, you have to think about this is my medicine. So change, medicine. Then that reduces the lots of negative karma, because you're not attached to that. Karma means created by attachment and anger and ignorance. These three things come together, create a karma. So when you eat the food, attachment, heat treated, eat food, same as medicine, then no create a negative karma. Even you eat meat, is less karma. And then if you visualize your form body is become yadam deity, and then eat meat is become offerings, no any negative karma, also benefit to the animals too, that animal. So that is a dependent individual according to individual level, practice level. That's why we cannot say always good, we cannot say always bad, up to individual, so many things. Yeah, so that's why you don't say, oh, this person never eat meat, it's great. That person eat meat always bad. We cannot say that. We don't know. Yeah, and so sometimes people see the, in the generally, even no Buddhist people think you are okay. I think here some people know Buddhists. When I saw them, all Buddhists is vegetarian, right? They don't eat meat, right? I said no. Then they're very surprising. They think all Buddhists are vegetarian. And so then someone see the, monks eat the meat, but then they think all monks eat meat. No, that's also incorrect. Yeah. So all Buddhists is not vegetarian, all Buddhists, everyone always not eat meat, right? So everything is up to individual. So that's why, when you sharing information, practicing, you have to understanding. Everything is up to individual. Then we don't criticize others because we don't know. Example, the meat can be medicine for that person. Meat is poison to that person. Yeah. If you eat meat is like you're using for your medicine, or you are high level practitioner, you're using for, you're offering for your body, then it's no karma. It's also more benefit. But he treated attachment, then it's negative karma. That's you have to understand. Then when you eat food, don't eat for vanity, for pride or ego are sick. So I think don't eat for vanity means like you really try to get your body is strong. I think, your body is become nice, good looking, and attached to something, yourself. That's why you eat the, food. Then that's also Nagarjuna say incorrect because your attachment very strong. Don't eat for vanity. Then also for pride or ego's sake. So when you eat food like good ones, then you think I'm become strong and I'm great. I want to show off. My muscle is become like powerful, right? So you want to show for people. That kind is become create ego. Your eating is like for reason for ego, your pride, and your eating is for vanity. That kind of then thinking and the intention. Nagarjuna say avoid, don't eat that way. So then eat only for your body's substance. So when you have to eat, it is like for maintaining your body, keep your body and alive. So that's where you have to eat, food and taking care of yourself, not pride, ego, attachment, anger, and that reason you eat is negative. That when you eat food, is you create a negative karma substance. So then also in this food is eating Nagarjuna, and usually here not clearly, but usually followed by the commentaries that talk about less food evenings, and if you can, it's skip the dinners. So that kind of the instructions sharing. That's the for food, for which food we eat, how to eat. Then 39, then how to sleep. When we go sleep, how to use the sleep, the nighttime, how to use correctly. Knowledgeable one means like Nagarjuna's telling us we are knowledgeable, okay? We have happy. We are knowledgeable. We know how to eat. We know how to correctly use all these things. So then knowledgeable ones, we also have to know how to go sleep correctly, okay? One recite all day. And in the first and the last which of the night, then in between these two sleep, mindful so that your slumbers are not spent in vain. Recite all day. So then I think it's like the point is like recite all day means don't sleep whole day, daytime. Nagarjuna said don't sleep daytime and practice the dharma during the daytime, recite all day, yeah. And in the first and the last which of the night means so nighttime you have to use 3 sections, like if the your days end like 9, maybe like examples usually okay, depending summer and the winter, but generally you just think 8 o'clock, okay, 8 o'clock you finish the day. So 8 to, I mean, I think it's 11 o'clock is first. 11 to maybe, 4 or 5 is second section. Then, 5 to think about 8 is the third section. So three different we create. Maybe the second one is more time, I think. You just generally, bring your mind idea, okay? So then first and the last week of the night means like the 8 to 11 between is the same as the daytime. Don't fall asleep. Yeah. And the last one is like 5 to 8 morning AM, don't sleep. So this all is used the same as the daytime. What daytime you do is you practice Dharma. So he said practice Dharma. Don't wasting these two sections, like night first section, night last section, Then you select only the middle one. Like example, 11 to 5 between, yeah. Then in between is like, 11 to 5 between. So you can be 11 to 4 or 11 to 3. It's dependent individual, I think. Then in the between these two, these two sleep. So when you sleep mindfully, when you sleep mindfully. Mindfulness go sleep. No same as the animals. Just goes like for sleep and no any thinking, right? Yeah. So I'm not telling animals to put low down, but animals just generally for sleep means no any ideas, just go sleep. Especially pigs. Okay. They sleep long hours. So Nagarjuna said, don't go like that way. Sleep mindfully means like we have to mindful. Mindful practice is also coming, I think, somewhere in this later house. So impermanent practice, right? No, I'm going to fall asleep. I don't know I can get up or not because everything's impermanent. So when you get up, you have like mindfully, okay, I'm very happy I can get up today because even, causes of death is so much, but I can wake up. This is also something very special, incredible. I can wake up. So that kind of you have mindful and go sleep, meditate impermanent, or you thinking about, visualize the Yadam deity for sleep, or your mind is resting in the nature and for sleep. That kind of you have to use for your sleep. And this one, like people who has then it's really they can control their mind. They can wake up anytime they want. They can go sleep whenever they want, can fall asleep. So someone who has sleep problem, same as me, then that is not that good at the meditator, okay? not enough like meditate, and they really cannot control the mind. Who can control the mind? Who has free from the yesterday we talked our mind, then that person can go sleep whenever they want. Easy. When they wanted to wake up, they wake up easy. So that's recognized with the Garchen Rinpoche. When he wanted to sleep and lay down in the bed, and he can fall asleep right away there. Not take too long. And he wanted to get up, he just wake up right there. So no need to put alarms. Okay, so he does this, next time he wake up and he practicing and he drink the tea and stay a long time and then he go back to sleep, he can fall asleep easy. And he wake up very easy. So that's why he has a lot of energy. He's not tired because he can control the mind. And, there no worrying much, I think, no stress out, right? And your mind is peaceful and not much thoughts. You really go in sleep. you can go sleep. And the same as a baby, very easy to sleep. And then you ready to wake up, they wake up. So that's why, you know, it's who has this really good level practitioner, they usually they don't tired and they have more energy. Then who has more worrying, right? And stress out, very hard to sleep. First, take time. Really, really hard to sleep. And even they go sleep and then in the wake up in the night, then go back sleep again. It's really hard again. So because it's then you have worrying, you have a like stress out, this create your mind is so busy, then not possible to sleep. And then this worrying and you know stress out, bring the anger become. So anger comes in your mind, then your whatever you have comfort, but you don't feel anything. Yeah, not comfortable than anything. Even you sleep in the palace, golden palace. Yeah, your room, everything is like luxury, beds, everything, comfort, but you don't feel any peaceful and joy, not any comfort, due to your thoughts and emotions. If you don't have thoughts and emotions, you can sleep in the regular, just you know, very small tiny cabins and just in the sofas, like no any like even you don't need a really bed, you can sleep peacefully, joy. You know, it's comfortably. This all is up to we have a choice. This part, right? So we can create this, you know, good comfort ourselves. We have a choice how to create your good comfort to yourself. Control the emotions when you go sleep. Try to meditate, you know, before go sleep. That really helps you. Really helps you. My mind is a monkey mind. You know, it's so much thoughts. I have problems to go sleep. So if I forget to meditate, I cannot sleep, you know. Then I try to meditate, you know, like practicing, that helps put me sleep. Then go sleep is like whole night, it's like until morning goes. Yeah, even no mind for that much, but it's very happy. Next day I have more energy. So less stress out. Sleep is important for us, you know. So long as you have a good sleep, then next day your mind is more clear and more relaxed. You wanted to practice a dharma and also do something, you know, you have good conditions yourself. Like more, your body is more balanced, arise compassion easily, right? And you can do more kindness things for others. If your body is, you know, drink good, sleep enough, stress out, then lots of thoughts, easily anger arise. So upset, then, you know, very hard to with dealing people. So that's why sleep is important. Try to meditate before go sleep. It really helps. Then Nagarjuna say, even we go sleep, don't wasting time. It's sleep for use, for meaningfully, you know, mindfully go sleep. And then even in the you know, sleeping, but you are in the meditation states, you get benefits. So then this is like according to individual levels, like high realizer is totally different. So they can use whole, you know, sleep is meditation samadhi, and then sleep is a practice yadam deity. So they go to different journey. So we don't have the ability, but we can use correctly our sleep and take care our body correctly. Use these bodies for the practice dharma. That's the, you know, so that you then in between these two sleep mindful, so that you slumbers are not spent in wind, means spent in wind. What does means wind means? Don't wasting. Okay, I think so. Then 39 verses 39. So
40 Kempo.
Oh, 40.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I follow the Tibetans, so that's why it makes mistake. 40 versus 40. Constantly and perfectly reflect on love, compassion, joy, and partiality. And should you not attain the higher states, at least you will find bliss in Burma's world. Okay. So this one, usually people has questions. If someone not practice the Dharma, if they has a good kindness, right? And generous kindness, and then that person, when they die, where they go? So there goes this place. And then also, you know, constantly and perfectly on love, compassion, joy, partiality, I think. So usually you saying, you know, generally you're loving, compassion for others, right? And someone do good things, you joy, and also you joy yourself, no create emotions, you are happy life, you creating partiality means like just generally, right? Sometimes like you create that often much ever you can. Or no, partiality means like economically. So you create economically, not to hatred others, not attached to them much other, just bring everyone's kind of the same, your friend, you know, loved ones, the bring together. You does that in your life, then, and should you not attain the higher states, means like if you know state higher, like liberation states, you know, you are not can be, even you, this practice not take you to arhats and Bodhisattva and Buddha's level, attain the highest states, unless you will find bliss in Burma's world. So the Burma's world means Tsampo Jikti is a very higher level realms, samsara, higher realms. You reborn to that realms. So if you reach that realms, then no same is this right knows, you know, human being realms, we knows suffering. That place, they don't have that suffering. And then God realm, we talk about the falling to lower realms. So this God is part of God realm, but it's you know, God realm is not the desire God realm. It's God realm is part of the form realms and the formless realms. It's higher realms. So then they have meditation states, practice. It's a good place to rest and enjoy there. So you take birth to in that place. Yeah. So that is like someone, you know, generally not really talk about religion, something, follow the Dharma, but you generally, you know, practice loving kindness, compassion, helping for others, you know, no economity, no hatred to others, and doing always good things. That result is reborn to in these realms. Burma's world. Burma is not the, you know, we're talking about the caste system, Burma. This Tsangpa means like another realm, higher level realm. So you get that realm. You reach that state. Then this one is the 41 is more explained. It's explained about 40. So the 4 samadhis, see, this has like 4 different samadhi levels in this Burma's world. The 4 samadhis, which in turn describe pursuit of pleasure, joy and bliss and pain. So and which in turn describe, pursuit of a pleasure, joy, and bliss and pain. So desire, desire, I think pleasure, joy, and bliss and pain. So long as we have a desire, we have this result. So in this state, you are free from that kind, so free from that, is four of this, free from that suffering or desires. So which is a turn, describe pursuit, of pleasure, attachment, right? Pleasure, attachment, desire, doba choba, doju, and joy, and bliss, and pain. This four of this, the free you when you reach to in this level, you are free from this. You are free from that. Long as you don't have desires, then you don't have pain. So you are attached to, pursuit of pleasure, joy, and bliss. Then we have these desires, and then we have pain and suffering. But you reach in this state, you are free from that. Then where lead to fortune equal to the gods. So leads fortune equal to the gods. This gods is like it's the highest level. I think is this form realms and formless realms. So you reach that level. Then that realm is in have fortune, lead to fortune equal to the gods. In Burma, light, great virtue or great fruit. So this is the God's realm has a different kind of names because due to their quality, like they have a more kind of like the positive qualities. That's what they're calling different names. So Burma's light means like you have a light. I think it's more kind of like your meditation clear, that kind of we have to understand. Not light is like sun and the moon, okay? So light is like you have light yourself. It's you have samadhi practice. Then samadhi practice is great. It's virtue or great fruit. So that more strong and strong. Your samadhi meditations become strong and strong. So that kind of level you reach to that kind of realms levels. So if you follow this, 40, we talk about love, compassion, joy, and partiality, and who does this practice, they reach to in these realms. Even they cannot reach to enlightenment, but they reach to these realms. It's good, compared to us, it's perfect. So in human beings, right now, whatever we think enlightenment is only these qualities. We cannot think any other than that because other is already beyond us. We don't have any idea, okay? So in this realm, quality, if you share someone enlightenment quality, that does like this head. They say, okay, yeah, great. Because they can bring something, their own perception, right? Understand. If you go beyond the more this quality sharing, no idea, headache. Don't know, then we think, oh, no need, I don't know, I don't want. Easily, say that because no ideas. So this is we have idea because it's the highest level, I think, samsara's quality you get, and then you have some with desire, wanting this kind of, then go to the 42. 42 is great, good, and evil deeds are of the 5 kinds. So, and in this one, you can be really strong 5 negative. You can be very strong virtuous deeds. So, 5 of this, we have to give up 5 negative. We have to practice good one, 5 virtuous deeds. So that's Nagarjuna sharing for us. Like we think about, we usually don't know which negative karma is strong, which, is virtuous deeds is strong. How to negative karma is changed to the positive, virtuous karma, virtuous deeds, right? So that's why here is very clear, I think. Great, good, and evil deeds are of 5 kinds. Okay, so the first one, determined by their constancy. I think that's the first one, right? Okay. So determined by their constancy, their maybe that the first one, their tendency, their lack of contingent, the perfect fairs, stuff, okay. Determined by the constancy. Sorry about it. I have to think about these words. Constancy is like very strong attachment, right? Correct? Some say yes, some say no, I don't know. Everyone give me different ideas.
It means that it remains the same in time and something like that. Yeah. It remains the same. So the deed, the good deed or the evil deed, it repeats itself.
Okay, constancy, okay. Then always, creating negative karma, or always you creating, virtuous deeds, I think. So here's the point is always you desire attachment. So then that kind of, negative is strong. Then the there is the same together, right? The there is go together, yeah? There means like stuck with that, right? Follow all the time.
Enthusiasm.
Intensity of the deed. It's the intensity with which you act.
So you always like strongly, desire acting. Correct? Yes?
Yes, something like that, yes.
The there means like you kind of like you into that, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you're into so constantly attachment or into all the time constantly anger, yeah? And then into constantly always you does something like, through the emotion, does something. So that negative is strong. And then also constancy, the there is like constantly you practicing dharma. like we do daily practice, right? We constantly, you practice, meditate, doing something virtuous deeds often and often. So that virtuous is powerful. Their lack of contingent means like no using any antidote, right? If you don't use any antidote, you do the mistakes. I mean, like you create a negative karma, you don't have any regret, you don't recognize, you don't do any confession. That is then that negativity is become very strong. If you do the confession, you apply antidote, you do the non-virtuous deeds, but you right away recognize, you apply virtuous deeds, practice dharma, and then that is virtuous deeds, very strong and powerful too. Okay, so their perfect affairs, Yundin Tsodin, I think their perfect affairs is you do something with Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and very powerful practice, the perfect first, and your parents. Yeah. So that is like you benefit, you do something, janaras, offerings, helping their perfect first. Means like you create a lots accumulation merit. And you humming to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and you humming for your parents, then that is like very strong non-virtuous deeds. The first means like object also important too. So, they have levels. Example, you giving something ordinary person offering, $100 or example, offering $100 you offering to Bodhisattva, then the Bodhisattva is more the perfect first. You have seeds, right? You put in the better farm. If you get a really nice farm, great farm, your seed is growing and maybe multiplying. If your field is not that great, then you're just also, your put the farm is not that great, like become corrupt or whatever you put, the result also less. So that's why this field is also important. Then that's why it's all these different levels. Yeah. And different levels, also according to different ways, like someone really suffering, hunger, give food, I think more benefit. Someone not that much suffering, I'm okay, then you give food, less first, I think. Yeah. And then someone has more realization, you offering is more powerful. Someone that don't have that much realization, you offering, it has result, but less result. Okay, so same is your investment, your money, right? And which stock market you buy. Some stock market is like you make money very fast, easily, right? Same, like this Fed's also same. So some is like, really good, some is really bad. Same as the stock market, can be really bad, can be really good, okay? Can be stock market make you rich, can be make you dead. So same, this in Nagarjuna using 5 different examples. Can be really good, can be really bad. So then Nagarjuna said, don't use bad ones, pick up good way. So this we have a choice, but stock market we don't have a choice. Then, okay, whenever we do something non-virtuous, wrong things, we have to use confession. So then that become negative karma is purifying. then there also use first is a correct person, means like use something correct one. Okay, so that's why practice their perfect first also practice together. Sangha community together is more powerful than one person. Okay, so one person practice is less power than all Sangha comes together. So their perfect first means like Sangha. One pillar cannot hold the whole house. Need many pillars. So same, Sangha means more powerful. It's more comes together, more powerful. So that's why it's a talk about the Sangha also important. They're perfect first. Then how many already been there? The 5, right? 5 bad, 5 good ones. Like so, first one constantly there. Second is the light of a contingent. Third is the perfect first. Then where's the 5?
I think the 5 good and evil deeds are explained a little bit more in verses 44 and 45, Kempo.
Which one? 43? No, in this one has 5 together. So who can find the 5 here?
Isn't it the seal number 2? And the last one, strive to practice good. So practice good, number 5.
To practice good is not number 5. So the 5 of them pick up the good ones. We say like to practice good ones.
Kepala, in this verse, it's talking about the quality, not the actual 5 virtues and non-virtues. I think it's talking about doing good or evil consistently with a lot of enthusiasm and bringing either merit or negative karma. It's not talking about the precise non-virtue like killing, stealing,
Yes,
lying.
the precepts. Precepts.
Yeah. I don't know.
5 virtuous and 5 non-virtuous precepts. Perhaps.
Okay, give me more.
Well, I think this is Rebecca. I think that what they're saying is that whether it's positive or negative, if you're constant in it, if you're enthusiastic about it, where you apply it, these apply to both positive and negative. I think that's what they're saying.
Not what it is. Can I unmute?
Yeah, I can hear you, Carol.
Okay, they're all 5 are in verse 45. If you look at verse 45, all 5 of those are summarized in that one. Faith, diligence, mindfulness, concentration, wisdom, 5 in all, is what it says in that verse 45.
Kempo, what he's talking about, I'm sorry. Sorry, Carol.
Name all of them in verse 45.
Yeah, and the negatives are in verse 44. Wildness and remorse, hateful thoughts, dullness, somnolence, and yearning lust.
That's right. That's right. Those are the 5 thieves, but then the 5 things that are good are in 45. Negative ones in 44, positive ones in 45.
Oh, I have to check that.
Kempo, what he's talking about in 42 is what determines these 5 kinds of evil and good deeds. And then he is explaining which ones they are in 44 and 45.
Yes.
And those are 5 each.
That's 5 each.
Okay, so yeah, my understanding is different.
We'll
So
take words.
my understand is in this right now we are in the 42, right?
Yes.
In this 42 has 5 good, 5 bad. So we have to find within in this 42.
But in 42, he's only talking about what the character of this, what determines.
Okay, so here is I think it's you know, the 42 we have 5 is great, good and evil deeds. Okay, they have great good 5 and evil deeds 5. So R of 5 kinds, yeah. Determine is 1. I think determine is all the time. 1, all the time you're doing something is more powerful. Positive, negative, yeah. 1. Their constancy is like kind of it's attached, you know, like kind of that there is like you really attached to, you know, something, fixation. Then that's the second. Yeah. Then third is no antidote using. Third. So the fourth is the, you know, the perfect first. So that is the fourth first. And
Practice good.
okay, then the fifth one is always, you know, like effort, practice. I think fifth is practice good is like put effort. Starve, you know, starve is like so starve in this, you know, starve. I think starve is effort, right? Yes. So that's effort. This 5 is called this 5 here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so no, this 5 is can be make really good, you know, your practice. This 5 can be make really bad your practice. Do you understand? So because like you does something always like negative, then bad. You does always good things, good. Yeah, practice virtuous. The first one. The second one is, you know, then you really fixation, attachment that desires, bad, but you no fixation, no attach there strong, you know, then less, you know, more compassion, like more flexible, yeah, no attach fixation, anger. So the there is like, you know, not stuck there. That's the second. Then third one is easy because it's antidote. You don't practice antidote, no virtue is very strong. You always do confessions, it's then practice is good. The perfect first is we know, so like, you know, you harm for Sangha is more bad. You do something offering to Sangha is more powerful. Yeah. And you burn your own house, you burn the temple or stupa is more powerful. You know, that kind. You destroy stupa and house. I mean, the stupa and the temple is more negative. You burn the stupa and the temple is more benefit than comparing to your home, burn or destroy, right? So that's the first. Strive means like then you effort, you know, like you just effort to create a negative karma or effort to create some, you know, like positive karma or the good ones. So that's why then Nagarjuna say, give up, put effortly negative ones, put effortly good ones. Do you get? Okay, so that I think this is we have to find in this this 42 have to find this 5 of this. Good is you have already read many things. Don't bother you. So you already pay attention, study. I have to rejoice. I have to regret myself. I didn't read. So usually we share the teaching in the Sheda monastery. Not only we read this, root text, we have to read so many different commentary before go to share. So have to release ideas, different, like these teachers, how to explain different ideas. Like think about the example, like the mostly we follow by the, philosophy, of course, Nagarjuna, and then his disciple Chandrakirti, and there how to explain. Then Tsongkhapa, Sajapentata, like, and Gorampa, there has many different philosophy in Tibet, Mapam Rinpoche, Nyingma tradition, and Karmapa. Karmapa is also very good, the teacher and explain philosophy, and called Muju Dorje. And then Digong Dharmakirti, and so that kind of, like Longchen Ramjan, we follow the ideas, what they how to explain. So then we share, sometimes they have different opinions. So have to read a lot of commentaries to share. And so sorry about my fault, and I didn't read the other commentaries. Another is I don't have other commentaries. So just sharing directly what I understanding. I think it's okay. Mostly I understand. You think so? Okay, long as you agree. Then we go to the 43. 43 is, is the negative can change easily, positively, like virtuous deeds. So that's why we don't do like some small things like create negativity, because otherwise this you used to habituate or become, or this makes become your positivity is transformed to the negativity. So that's the 43. A pinch of salt can give its salty taste to a little water, but not to the Ganges stem. So know that likewise minor evil deeds can never change the mighty source of good. The Nagarjuna sharing here us, like we, if we don't do that much strong practice Dharma, you do some good things, but your no virtuous deeds easily wash away or destroyed, change to no positive result, right? No, become no benefit. If you put the seeds in the ground, then to, drop because the sun drop or something happening, it's cannot growing plants, cannot grow fruit, vegetable, whatever you put seeds is dry. Same, like you do some small things, virtuous deeds, then easily no virtuous power can removed. No virtuous can easily remove virtuous deeds power. That's why, Nagarjuna said, don't create negative deeds. Same is, here is like you put the salt in your tea is become salty tea, right? Salty. Salt change to your tea is salty tea. So easily can change. You have a very strong practice, then no virtuous cannot change that much. Less power, no virtuous. So your salt, like one of your hand, right, and put in the ocean of, the Ganges River, nothing going to change in Ganges River. Cannot change to the salty water. If you have a salt in cup of this, you put in the big river, nothing going to change. So you have a very powerful practice, no virtuous, that much cannot remove your result. Yeah, positive karma cannot removed. So that's why Nagarjuna says to a little water, but not to the Ganges. So no, we have to know that likewise, minor evil deeds. We said don't create small things, evil deeds. Can never change a material source of good. So don't create small negative things. Do strong, powerful, virtuous deeds. Then these negative small things cannot change. So that's why, you know, like if we do the virtuous deeds and also we create a small no virtuous deeds, then that makes become effective to our virtuous deeds. So virtuous deeds, the result is become less too. So many meanings there actually. One meaning is okay. So small no virtuous cannot affected that much powerful practice dharma, but small negative things really affected to our just not that powerful practice dharma. So that's why we need our virtuous deeds. We need three things have to come together. First is called intention. Second is called samadhi. Third is called dedication. So bodhicitta intention, samadhi, and dedication comes together. These three comes together. Then this no virtuous deeds cannot removed. The virtuous deeds is very powerful. So if we don't have enough like these three, and then sometimes we do the good things, but this no virtuous deeds can removed, affected to the virtuous deeds. That's the, you know, another like explain. Then second is like Nagarjuna say, don't create no virtuous deeds. No virtuous deeds always like affected to our virtuous deeds. So then, you know, virtuous deeds is like power is become less, benefit is become less if you know this negative affected to the virtuous deeds. Then also he says, don't create a negative karma, even smallest you think is too small, nothing important, but they create you more habituate, and then they become more effective. Same is like small tiny fire. You know, you think it's nothing important to go into the grass, is burn all the grass and then touch to the forest. You know, the whole forest is a fire, right? It's then cannot shut down, cannot extinguish the fire, you know, until just we let go. So no choice. That's why Nagarjuna said, don't create small negative karmas. They goes bigger, then you cannot solve problem. So that's a kind of like many meanings there. Can never change a material source of good. So if you does like really powerful dharma practice, then you know negative small things cannot affect it. So that's also the meaning too. Next one. So I think we have to leave here today. So this next 44, 45 is comes like kind of go together. Now we can stop there and do the dedication, and then if you have questions, we can discussion. First, I share the dedication prayer. make easy for everyone if someone have to go. So Dorjen Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma, Lord Gambopa, Pamotrupa, Lord Digompa, please bestow upon us most auspicious bless of all Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may achieve nations by defeating all enemies, confusion, may all who traverse on the waves of birth or age, sickness, and death, cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta in the excellent and the precious mind, where it is unborn may it arise, where it is born may it not decline, but it will increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities suffer far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. Usually the very realized the ultimate state and as did the Samantha, but I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the Tirikayas, by the blessing of the true of unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit shape bear fruit. By this virtue collected in 3 times by my 7 all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the inner rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed perfect, complete precious enlightenment. May the teaching of Great Digompa Ranashri, who is omniscient Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, meditation, until the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Kempola.
So no, you have any questions?
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Kempo. I have a question. Can I make my question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. It's around what you said in verse 35, I believe, about what is true samaya in a deeper level. You were talking about reducing desire, about non-fixation, and about this true samaya in a deeper level. I would like you to please explain a little bit more about what is a true samaya in that deep level. Thank you, Kempo.
Wow, so your question is very powerful. I don't know my answer can reach to that question. It's really deep performed, like their meaning is actually I shouldn't go that level, but I did a mistake. So it's a Mahamudra level. We talk about no drawer. True is no drawer. Or the conceptual is dualistic, is broken samaya. That's why we are stuck in delusion in samsara. And so then each this practice has levels, like this solve this broken samaya problem. Okay. And we practice has different levels, because then we talk about no drawer, then we have dualistic. Dualistic is broken samaya. Dualistic then has many different branches, I think. So we have a kind of anger issues, attachment issues, desire issues, all these different kind of emotion issues, the different branches that become rooted in samsara. So then this each practice like cut all this root of samsara, And another is like desire, very strong desire. So that is so broken samaya, part of broken samaya. True samaya is broken desire, because it's a conceptual thoughts. It's also it's no virtue, and the emotion. So Why is broken samaya? Because the opposite of the no door, against the no door, right? So now you have this very strong desire. It's the naturally, broken the samaya, but you practice free from desires. You solve that problem. I think you free from that broken samaya. So then that is become absolute true Zambala. What I think, this different Buddhas, treasure Buddhas, true treasure Buddha is free from desire. So long as free from desire, everything is their house. Everything has their, their house. Do you understand?
Thank you, Kempo.
So actually, sometimes we think we have everything, but truly we don't have anything. So sometimes like realizes they don't have anything. Actually, they has everything. Like think about Malare, but he has everything. So that is like free from desire. He's solved this, desire broken. Samaya is gone. So go back to the Buddha's story I share with you. The last time I share, the king, yesterday also we talked like who killed his father, put in the jail. So his father is Siddhartha's friend, is king, and the Siddhartha is follow the spiritual journey. He saw first time, in the spiritual journey, the king. And Siddhartha stopped the killing animals. He promised from the Siddhartha. He killing animals, sacrifice. He promised. He said he never going to kill anyone. So he released all the animals, and then he recalls the Siddhartha. That time we can say Siddhartha, but he's not enlightened, but he's not in the palace. He already give up. So Siddhartha, the king recalls the Siddhartha, please can you come to my palace? I offer you my palace. So Siddhartha didn't have a desire. That's why he offering this palace, right? How many people want his palace? Even his son want the palace. He don't give it to them because, it's desires. So ordinary beings have to fight to get that. And realizes naturally happen. You are free from desires. Everything is naturally happening. But of course, Siddhartha no need. So then Siddhartha left the king. He said, I have to go. I don't need the kingdom. He said, I have to go. Then this king requests, please, when you find the truth, come back to my palace to share me. So Siddhartha promised that. And then Siddhartha left. He just watching the Siddhartha, the king watching the Siddhartha, and he walks on the forest way. And he said, actually, I have, I thought I have everything. That time he's the most powerful king in India. He said, I thought I have everything, but truly I don't have anything. This guy, he didn't own, he give up everything, but he has everything. So he said that, he said he has everything. That's your, I think it's question's answer.
Thank you. Thank you, Kempo.
Yes, then Federico.
I have a question that is a little bit related to the previous question. I try to be more non-dual in daily life. And what I practice now is everything I receive through my senses, so my eyes, ears, I take less serious. But do you have maybe a good suggestion to be more non-dual in everyday life?
Non-dual everyday life is the good is, like we do this morning practice, really focus with each of these prayers. It's we become taking into the known door. And then specifically, you want to always use like supplication tara is prayers, very powerful. It's everything to talk about the known door. So each verses, each sentence you hear, so like your mind is like go into the nature. When you chant, your focus, mindfully chant, is each sentence take you to nature, known door. So that helps you maintaining. Yes. EDG.
Yes, thank you. Verse 31 mentions the 4 samadhis. What are the 4 samadhis?
Oh, 4 samadhi. That's the hardest one. 4 samadhi, I don't have detailed answers because, this is a part of the Abhidhamma in the talk about all these Rams as samadhi levels. So the meditators like quality levels, their how the purified karma and which kind of their quality realization has. All this talk about in the Abhidhamma, especially in this form realms and formless realms. So could it be for formless realm is like 4 samadhi levels? Could be, but I don't not sure 100%.
Okay, the closest I could get to that was maybe the 4 dhyanas. I don't know.
What is 4 dhyanas?
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Let's see. 4 stages are distinguished in the shift of attention from the outward sensory world, detachment from the external world, concentration, the passing away of joy, and I can't see the other one. So it just didn't seem to make sense with the pursuit of pleasure, joy, bliss, and pain.
Could be, yeah. So we have to find more information,
Yeah. Okay.
Go to Google, we have to check. Google give you everything.
Well, not everything. It just leads you to another step, Eventually the answer appears. All right, thank you.
I don't get answers, then I go to Google or YouTube.
Or Lotsawa. Lotsawa helps sometimes too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Actually, this commentary, I think, has these 4 differences. I don't have commentaries. So this, or is this like talk about just these levels, these gods have different levels, samadhi stages is in the Abhidhamma teaching. They talk about so much, but it's really hard to, remind yourself. When you read, study, you understand, but when you leave the book after, hard to bring again. So, yeah.
I have that problem. Recall.
Recall is hard. I don't have memorized everything, so this is the hardest. Yes. So,
thank you, Tempura.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hello. I have a question about the yesterday's teaching, chapter 29. You who know the word, take gain and loss, or bliss and pain, or kind words and abuse, make them the same. And for me, physical pain or kind of itchiness really kind of when I meditate every morning practice in 30 minutes, but pain comes, then really kind of distract the concentration, and would you give me the hint, please? So if on the cushion, train again and again to abide in the non-dual state, practice again and again, then finally maybe can people free from pain also, physical pain, I mean.
Yeah, it's a physical pain is distracting when we meditate practice.
Yes.
When practice meditate, my leg is a pain. Usually I never pain my legs. So I cross my leg is pain. So I change always positions,
Yes.
So you just have to find something like comfort, which way is a better way to, sitting, and physically, which is a support helps, also like medicine or, like coffee or something, right? Whatever you have. So you will have to use that because until very good deeper level meditation, physical is distracting.
Yes.
If you go really deep meditation, then physical, I think, little pain that is you can avoid. They don't distract that much. Until that really, hurt us or difficult for practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one more short question. The same 29. Kind words and abuse, we have to make them the same. And if we don't care about the abuse, I mean harsh words, then sometimes it become worse and worse.
Yes.
So
this at worldly, means like it's very important in the worldly level of this.
Yes.
Worldly level, we need this important for our protections.
Yes.
So you are become more practitioner.
Yes.
Then you can bring this is like economity. So you're not really someone saying better words, not really hatred to that much.
Yes.
Right? Someone really nice praise kind of words to you, not attached to that much. So then that time you are okay already. They don't affect it, like much. But no, these words is affected for us, our mind. That time just we are not that level practitioner.
Yes.
If you have that levels, means then you're really good practitioner. Then someone telling negative things, but you just hear the voice is like empty echo. You don't really fixation attach, like then nothing heard the words. So otherwise, like someone telling the negative things, like you can hold that, hear this voice, like really hurt in your heart.
Yes.
So this words has warping.
Yes.
Terrible warping in there,
Yeah. Yes.
So then that's we have a choice of which way you wanted to warping or you want a flower.
Yes.
So Draco, where she draw the like image, like
yes.
So same,
Yes.
Yeah, she draw the so same, like you wanted to that flower or you wanted to warping. That's our ability.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So right,
You
it's
can
the same.
take that is become the warping is taken to the transform to the flower.
Mhm. Yes.
Then you are already doesn't matter negative words. It's anyway it's flower for you.
Oh, yes. And
Okay, so Patricia, please.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kempo. I would like it's related to the Solda's question, but it's for a friend of my daughter that she's very ill, but my daughter, she's not Buddhist. And I would like to give her some advices for helping her friend because she has her very little boy, and perhaps she's going to die soon. So how can my daughter help her? Do you have any advice for me to tell her?
So your friend, can you say again your friends? Your
It's my
daughter's friend or
daughter's friend. And,
whose friend? Your daughter's friend.
yes, and she's not here. She's in the United States. Yeah.
So her friend is living in Mexico?
No, my daughter and her friend, they live in Palo Alto, California.
So then their kid is dying, you mean?
Well, she's very ill. She has cancer. She's very.
Oh, your daughter's friend is very ill.
Mm-hmm.
So she lives in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can have many, different ways, but just, like really benefit or not is up to them,
Yes.
And how to receive that, your suggestion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you give lots, give suggestions to them, but they don't know they really receive or not.
Well, she's very
so that's
open.
why
she's very open, and
so that's why it's usually my like helping like suggestion someone is I really know the person and I really know the situation, and then I just check what they really can helps. And generally I share you all this help you so many things I can give you.
Well, I'm trying to send some good energy and practices, Buddhist practices and so on, but nothing more. I can't do anything.
Right.
But my daughter, she sees her a lot, and she's very concerned about her friend, and that's why I'm asking.
So you can send prayers, Amitabha, like we always chant, Emaho, right? So that prayer is very good for someone dying, right? So for that reason, we always chant. And like she also recognized when she died, actually not really dying, transforming to Buddha Amitabha pure line. So if she understand that, recognize, then really helps reduce her suffering.
Okay.
So people when die, they're then thinking about everything's gone, everything's lost, extremely suffering. So then the person knowing is not losing anything, maybe changing body, right? Finding the like good guest house, more new guest house.
Yeah.
So that kind of suggestion you can give to.
Okay.
And then that helps to die person.
Well, the fact she's not Buddhist, I mean, she's open, but she's not Buddhist.
Yeah. So yeah, just this actually truth, like even no Buddhist, right? Buddhist doesn't matter. Who die means like truly no dying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the kind of you can give suggestions.
Okay.
So then also ask to chant the Buddha Amitabha prayer.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
That helps in when they die.
Okay.
So then us tell them, like, cultivate more impermanent.
Yeah.
Let go things, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Kempo.
Yes. Okay, so Melissa.
Thank you for what you just brought up, Patricia. This is related to Sola's question. I thought that we meditate. There are different ways to meditate on thoughts and emotions. So when there are sensations like pleasure or pain, don't we treat them like an emotion?
Melissa,
so
your
for
voice
example,
also break up.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Your internet problem.
Can you hear me
not
now?
your problem.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Melissa, I think when you take your headset off, I think then it's okay. So you might want to repeat your question.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Deb. Kempela, I thought that sensations like pleasure or pain, we treat the same way as thoughts or emotions. So we apply the same meditation techniques to pain, don't we? Pain, we can use Mahayana like we're taking on everybody else's pain, or we can use Mahamudra and try to liberate the sensation of pain on recognition. Is that so or not?
Melissa, I didn't get it, sorry. One more again.
No, Sola's question about pain. So pain is a sensation. Don't we treat sensations the same way we treat thoughts and emotions? So if we have pain, we can do all these different practices. Mahayana practice, that I'm taking on the pain, or Mahamudra, recognize pain just like any thought or emotion.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Heather.
Hi.
Hi.
I also, just in the chat, just so Patricia knows, I put a suggestion in there as well that I did for my mom, so she can see that. I don't know if she got it. I wanted to ask, when Sola was discussing the negative words and the positive words, then also like people who of course say negative, like nasty things all the time or whatever, right? These are in the 37 Bodhisattva practices. Some of these people we're supposed to love from a distance, correct? Like people who are like not supposed to be in our sphere of friends, like people who are unvirtuous or cause unvirtuous deeds, correct? So I just wanted to bring that up as well. Sorry, my Alexa's talking. That's correct, right, Kempoha?
Yes.
Okay. I was just thinking that's in my mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Kempo. Thank you, Sangha.
Thank you.